Hi, and a very warm welcome. My name is Gaia, and today we are doing a complete beginner Yin Yoga class. This is wonderful if you have never done Yin Yoga before, if you are just getting into the practice, or if you want to revisit the basics. Now, I will be using some blocks. However, you can have any sort of pillows, couch cushions to substitute for the blocks. I'll simply be using this because it will make things easier for you to see. And I also have a blanket here, which might really come in handy for some poses. Of course, props are not required. This is just something that I want to offer you as an option to modify the poses a bit, to get differently into the poses, or to maybe assist yourself in case you need that. The most important thing to remember is that with Yin, we are looking for our edge. So we are searching for that sweet place where we do feel some sort of stretch in our body, where we are challenging ourselves just a little bit, but never venturing into the territory of pain. Some discomfort might arise, but that is not physical discomfort in the sense of your body, but more in the sense of your nervous system wanting to take you out of the pose, because we will be holding it for around 2 minutes per pose. And sometimes the nervous system, your ego, they want you to move, they want you to stop being still and silent, and that is the discomfort that I'm talking about here. So this is really a great way to strengthen your nervous system, to train your nervous system to remain calm, because really remember, you're just doing yoga. You're simply being in stillness, you're being in silence, you're being with yourself and with your body. All right, so whenever you're ready, let's begin. We'll start with a toe squat, which is an amazing stretch for our feet, which often get overlooked. They don't get enough love a lot of the time. And we will just be stretching our feet, stretching the fascia. Our fascia on the feet actually connects to the entire back line, to the entire back chain. It goes all the way to the forehead, which is why it's very important to give our feet some love. And for this, we will start in a kneeling position. Bring your weight forward and then tuck your toes behind you. Now here, if you notice that your knees are getting kind of sensitive, you can absolutely place a blanket under your knees to make this somewhat softer. You might also have to manually adjust your pinky toes so that they are nicely tucked underneath you. And you can absolutely remain leaning forward because this is an intense stretch. You can just brace yourself on your hands, on your fingertips. You can have your hands on your thighs. Or if you would like to try the full expression of the pose, you will actually sit on your heels for this one. Take some time to explore, see what feels best for you. And also know that if at any point this sitting on your heels gets too much, you can always lean forward and take some of the weight off of your heels. What I want you to keep in mind if you're going into this variation is to try to keep some length through your back. So don't collapse, don't round your spine or arch your spine too much. Here we want a nice straight line through your entire back. And breathing here. So just choose your variation. And we'll be here for another minute, minute and a half. I will be silent throughout this time, and you can just place your attention on your breath, following the path of the breath, keeping a nice straight spine, growing through the crown of your head, and breathing here. And just remember, you can always, always lean on your hands. I will guide you back out when it's time. Gently begin to brace your weight forward, untuck the toes, and just paddle out the feet. This can feel really nice. And we're going to move into a butterfly. So come take a seat on your mat. Your feet come together, knees apart. It doesn't matter how far up or down you have your knees, and also play around with how close in. This is going to intensify the butterfly, or far out you want to have your feet. So they can be a bit more in a diamond shape or closer in, depending on what suits your body and your preference today. An important thing to note is that if you come into a butterfly and your back is rounding, you want to support that because we want to start with a very straight spine. In that case, you can take a blanket, fold it up to whatever height you need, and then sit on the edge of that blanket so that this will tilt your pelvis forward naturally. You can use a pillow, a blanket, anything really that helps here. And another thing that I want to offer you, because we do want our hips to really stretch in this pose, it can be to take pillows. I'm going to be using blocks, and place them under your knees for a little bit of support. This is more of a restorative way of doing it. However, I find that sometimes if you still feel the stretch in your feet but have a little bit of support beneath, this can really assist you in opening up more through your hips. You can choose, if you're using blocks, you can choose whichever height of the block fits best. If you're using pillows, you can stack them as much as you need to. And once you have that ready, just going to lengthen through the spine, breathing in nice and deep, and then hinge at the hips as you come forward, so lowering with a straight spine first, and then allowing yourself to passively curve down, so the spine is now rounding. It doesn't matter how far deep you go, you can be really high up here. Just allow your head to hang heavy. Allow gravity to pull you down. And you get to choose how far down you are lowering yourself. Work with your body here, work with gravity. And you might find at some point, as we stay here for a few minutes, that you're going to go deeper and deeper into this pose. If your forearms are on the floor, you can also turn your palms up, and just so that you're not forcing yourself into this posture, but really allowing gravity to do the work for you. We'll be here for around 2 minutes, so you can move around before settling into stillness. And as you breathe, really breathe into the back of your ribs, into your spine, into your shoulder blades, just feeling the breath there, expanding your back. And I will guide you out when it's time.
take another nice deep breath in through your nose. And then exhale through the nose as well, really softening through your body. Then, with the help of your hands, very slowly roll yourself up, keeping your head relaxed, leading with the back of your heart as you roll up. And the very last to lift is your head.
Amazing. Let's remove any props you might have been using. Just placing them at the top of the mat. And we're going to move into deer pose. This is a wonderful pose for internal hip rotation. So you're going to sit on your left hip and bring your right leg behind you at a 90 degree angle, also flexing at the foot. So you want all angles in your leg to be at 90 degrees. And with your front leg, you can just keep it close in. This might be most comfortable. If you want to go into the full expression of the pose, you also bring your front leg at a 90 angle. And now, typically in deer pose, we are either folding forward or twisting, but we will actually be leaning back. So what I want you to do here is walk your hands back at a diagonal, just gently, and pay attention to your right hip. And see as you move back if your right hip is coming back. So it's rolling your glute down towards the mat. And as this movement happens, you're actually getting an internal rotation in your hip. So you don't have to really go far for this pose. You can stay pretty high upright. Maybe just pay attention that you're not collapsing here, but opening up through your chest, creating a nice, long, tall line with your body. Again, breathing in and out through your nose. You can close your eyes, just enjoy this beautiful moment for around 2 minutes, and I will guide you back out when it's time. Slowly begin to walk your hands back in, lifting yourself up, and we'll switch legs and do the same on the other side. This time sitting on your right hip. Bring your left leg behind you at a 90 angle. So all of the angles in your leg are at 90 degrees. The front leg can be close in, Or if you want to do the full expression, you can also bring this leg at a 90-90 angle, finding your moment here, finding some stillness, and then placing your attention on your left hip and walking your hands at a diagonal as you roll that hip down towards the mat, creating that beautiful internal rotation. So even though our glute is moving down to the mat, it might seem we are opening the hip, but we are actually creating internal rotation because of the position of our leg. So find yourself some nice support with your hands. Create length through your body. Breathe here nice and deep, in and out through your nose. And just enjoy this for the next 2 minutes. Very slowly, gently, and with control, walk your hands back in, lifting your body. And let's just do some windshield wiper motions to really release our hips, coming to sit on your glutes. Widen your feet towards the edges of the mat. Lean back on your hands and then just drop both knees to one side and then to the other, going as slow as it feels good. Just dropping your knees one way and the other, and then come back up. If you have any props on your mat, just place them off to the side so that they are still within reaching distance but not on your mat. And then, in whichever way is most comfortable to you, come lie down on your back. So you could be rolling down, maybe you're lying on your side first and then coming onto your back. Just choose what works best for you. And once you're here, extend your legs long, keeping your feet around hip distance apart. And then bend into your left knee and bring your leg close into your chest. You can hold yourself around the shin or behind the thigh. And if this is still creating some unnecessary tension in your shoulders, maybe your leg is more down here, you can also, if you have a blanket, take your blanket, create a nice little makeshift strap out of your blanket and then grab a hold of this to bring your leg in. So you can absolutely give yourself a little bit of an extension by using a blanket, because we want our shoulders to be really relaxed here. We are creating some compression in the left hip flexor and extension in the right hip flexor. If you want to increase this stretch, you can flex your right foot and then just allow yourself to really sink heavy against your mat. Check in with your shoulders again. Check in with your neck. See if everything is relaxed. And if there is some tension, can you maybe exhale it out? Maybe doing a nice long sigh out through the mouth. Maybe shrugging the shoulders. And we'll be in our knee to chest pose for around 2 minutes, allowing the ground to support us, allowing ourselves to sink deeper, heavier against the mat. I'll guide you back out when it's time. To come out of the pose, either release your leg down to the mat, or you can actually use your hands to guide your leg back down in case you want some more control and some more assistance. And then extend your left leg long. Take a moment to notice if you maybe feel a difference between the two sides. I know for me, there is quite a large difference with this pose. And then we're going to bend into our right knee and bring it in towards the chest. Again, you can hold yourself by the shin, you can hold yourself behind the thigh, or you can use the blanket as a strap to extend your grip so that your shoulders can relax, that your arms can be relaxed, your whole upper body loose, relaxed, sinking against the mat. Make sure that you are grounded through both sitting bones so that you're not rolling over to one side or the other. And if you want to increase the stretch, you can flex your left foot, imagining more length through your leg, almost as if you're pushing out through your heel. Let's do one more check with the shoulders, with the neck. And once you see that you're in a good position, one that works beautifully for your body, just allow yourself to sink against the mat, holding here in silence and stillness for 2 more minutes. When you're ready, either release your leg or guide your leg back down and then extend it long. We're ready to enter Savasana, our final resting pose. If laying on your back is not comfortable for you, especially for your low back when you have your legs extended, you can either bend at the knees, widen your feet towards the edges of the mat, and then allow your knees to kind of fall in towards each other. And this is going to release your low back. You can also place your pillows or blankets under your knees. And because we have to move to do that, I highly recommend placing your hands under your head to lift up so that you're not straining your neck or rolling onto one side and coming up. And then you can just roll a blanket and place it under your knees to create a little bit of a bend. You can also use your pillows, one under each knee, to give yourself that extra bit of support. And then slowly lower yourself down. You might have to adjust once you're down on the mat so that you have the most pleasant and pleasurable support possible. Allow your feet to flop. Your legs can be as wide out as it feels good to you. Then you can bring your arms down by your side with the palms facing up to get into this beautiful receiving and integrating state. If you want to, you can also cover yourself with the blanket, because we'll be here for around 3 minutes and we really want to be cozy, warm, and comfortable as we integrate the practice. If you have perhaps drifted off somewhere, just gently return your awareness back into your body. Deepen the breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Just inviting some nice small movements. It might feel good to roll your cheekbones side to side, waking up the neck. If it feels good, you can also stretch your body long from your fingertips to your toes. And when you're ready, roll onto one side first, moving slowly, taking your time, pausing here for a breath or so. And then, with the help of your hands, you can press yourself up to seated. You can come into any seated position that works for you. You can come into Sukhasana, easy seat. And even though we're just closing the practice, if you notice that your back is rounding here, please take your pillow or your blanket and just place it under your sitting bones so that you can sit nice and tall to finish this practice. Place your palms together at the heart in Anjali Mudra and close your eyes. And just thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. Thank yourself for choosing this practice, for choosing to do something so beautiful for your body, your mind, and your spirit. This is a wonderful act of self-love, so you deserve all the gratitude and all the appreciation for doing this for yourself. Now let's take one more deep breath in through the nose and a cleansing breath out through the mouth. And when you're ready, you can flutter open your eyes. I want to thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope you feel absolutely amazing in your body and in your mind right now. I do have a complete beginner Yin Yoga course available right here on YouTube if you want to tackle this a bit more strategically and structured, and I will link that, of course, down below if it is of interest. Thank you again so much, and I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you.